Well, good evening and welcome to all of you. I just want to start off by saying that many years ago, in 1982, my stomach was churning. My brain felt like somebody had put it in a salad spinner and just given it a good twist. I'm standing at the side of the stage, excited about the fact that my wish was coming true. I was about to go on to the biggest stage that I had ever been on in my career. In 1982, I was about to go on and open up for the singer Dionne Warwick. Now, I had been doing stand-up comedy for about 5 years now, and in full time, I had been doing it for about a year and a half. And at that time in Toronto, I want you to understand that there was one place to do stand-up comedy that was open up one night a week, and you got 5 minutes each night. The rest of the time, as a stand-up comic, I was in legions. I was in bars. I was the guy who came on between strippers and said, "Hey, who wants to hear about my cat?" And they didn't. I was that guy. So here I was at the side of the stage, my heart was pounding, and I had just come off the road. A month in the United States, working in New York and New Jersey, one-nighters in clubs down there. I even got to work down in Asbury Park, New Jersey, where Bruce Springsteen named an album from that. 1973, Greetings from Asbury Park. I had the album. I was there. Bruce wasn't, but I was there. And if you ever have a chance to go to $5, all the beer you can drink and all the pizza you can eat night in Asbury Park, New Jersey to perform, don't. But I was there doing the one-nighters, and from all the one-nighters I'd done in the United States, and then I came back home to Canada, and I was doing a month of one-nighters right across the country. And I got a phone call that said, "Hey, Ev, Dionne Warwick's coming to Montreal. She's going to be at the Queen Elizabeth Hotel in the theater. Would you like to open for her?" And I thought, yeah. Because that was the dream, ladies and gentlemen, of stand-up comics at that time, was to work in the big showrooms. Because we grew up in the tradition of the Copacabana and showrooms like that in Las Vegas, and that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to be in front of the singer, telling jokes, and then going, and the singer comes on and says, "Let's have a big hand for that guy." And yes, so here I was, just standing there, and there's a full orchestra, and the MC is up there and going, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dionne Warwick." And everyone went, "Yeah!" But first, boo. We have a comedian coming to the stage. I know you're really going to enjoy him. Put your hands together for Evan Carter. 600 people. 1982. They had paid $50 for a ticket to allow them to order all the drinks that they could drink in that time. All you could drink. What I didn't know going to the stage was that there was a rider in Dionne Warwick's contract that said all the drinks had to be ordered before she got on. Thank you for laughing. And also, you have to remember in 1982, you could smoke in a club, but not for Dionne Warwick's show. The people in the front 10 rows were not allowed to smoke. So they've just told Quebecers who are allowed to smoke in church that they could not smoke while watching Dionne Warwick. It all had to be done while I was on stage. This was okay. I thought, I can get through this. I've done it before. And you know when you get that feeling and you just say, I'm prepared for this. I've done things before. This is where I want to be. I had been the house comic for the Alma Combo here in Toronto. I had got a chance to open up for the fabulous Carolyn Moss, a rocker out of New Jersey. Time magazine called her the female Bruce Springsteen. She was fabulous. I got a chance to open up for John Cougar the first time he came to Canada. He was great. Midnight Oil. What a fabulous band I got a chance to open up for. That was wonderful. Peter Tork from the Monkees. Yes. They sold millions of albums. They weren't even a real group. I opened up for Peter Tork, and I thought, I can do this. I stood in front of people at the Alma Combo. For John Cougar, they had beer caps whizzing by my head, and I dug in, and by the end of the show, I got a standing ovation and an encore. So 600 people in a ballroom who were ordering all their drinks at one time and couldn't smoke? Piece of cake. I was wrong. I'm standing up there, and it was like performing in front of the New York Stock Exchange during a market crash. People just ordering trays of drinks going by like this manic Italian wedding, just constantly going by me, and people are just yelling and ordering drinks. 600 people in this room, and I just thought, no, this can't, you dig in, you can get them, this will work. And every once in a while they would look up and look at me, the same look that cows must see when we drive by farms and go, oh, look, a cow. That's the face I was seeing. And they'd look up at me, and I would look at them, and I thought, okay, now, I've got one. I will just work on this one, and it'll spread. It'll be a movement. Now, earlier in the day, I met Miss Warwick, and I had walked into the ballroom at the Queen Elizabeth Hotel, and the agent was standing there with Miss Warwick, and he says, Evan, how are you? Nice to have you here. It's wonderful that you're here with us today. We know you're going to really enjoy working with us tonight. Is your dressing room okay? And I'm thinking, oh, it's got running water and a flush toilet. You know, yes. Is your hotel room fine? Yes, I didn't have to leave a deposit for towels. This is the best ever. And he said, Evan, I'd like you to meet Dionne. Dionne, this is Evan. And she said, hello, Devin. And she got my name wrong, but it's Dionne Warwick. I gotta let that fly. Her cousin is Whitney Houston. I gotta let that go. Her cousin was the great Leontine. I gotta okay, that's just shaking her head. Nice to see you. It was great. But now I'm up on stage and I'm gonna open for, I'm gonna make this work. It is gonna happen for me. It is gonna get the crowd together, but they just did not want to have anything to do with it. And I'm looking at my watch because I had to do 20 minutes. Have you ever been doing anything? An economics exam, anything like that, where you've looked at your watch and it hasn't moved at all? And every once in a while I would go, yes, and I would make up things to look up my watch, yes, and have you ever noticed that when the time is, and fun, and I'm going, okay, 5 minutes more. 5 minutes more, and I'm digging in, and nothing. They're not even yelling at me. They're just yelling. They're just yelling. So then I finish the show, and it's this kind of thing. So I walk off, and I'm walking with my head down, like Eeyore, like I'm gonna go into my dressing room, and Winnie the Pooh will be sitting there, waiting for me to hug me. I get in the dressing room and I am sitting there thinking, what am I gonna do? because I know, and my brain keeps reminding me, that there's a second show. So I think, okay, I'm gonna fix this, and I'm writing away, and I'm working, and you know, when I'm putting my set list together, and I'm reworking it, I know what I'm gonna do now. Things are gonna be different. Oh yeah, I'm a Canadian, I'm an optimist. Things are gonna be absolutely great. Dionne is just gonna get my name right after this. And you have to understand that this was the first big show that I did. I went on later on and I opened up for Marvin Gaye, 8,000 people at the CNE outdoors, 10,000 people Air Supply, Maple Leaf Gardens, 44,000 people at the Pan Am Game openings. But doesn't matter because this was a showroom, this was a nightclub. So they introduced me for the second show. And I went out there ready to go. But the second show audience, this show happened in spring, and the second show audience had been drinking since fall. And hated me more than the first show audience. So there I am, and after the show I go to get my check, because I want to get paid. Because I was getting a grand sum of $300 back then for doing those two shows, which in 2017 money is like $300. So I go back there, and there is the agent, and he's standing there, and he's got a showgirl on each arm. And I'm talking tall showgirl in the tuxedo with the little shorts and the shimmery stockings, standing there, and they're doing the that showgirl kind of poses. They're hooked on their arm, and the bright red lipstick. And I'm walking up, and I'm thinking, okay, you can do this. You've got some dignity left somewhere in the building. And he had my check, and he says, Evan, you've got two choices. And I'm quoting here, ladies and gentlemen. He said, you can either have your check or you can take the girls up to your room. Now, here I am, a young virile man in his mid-20s. I took the check. The check bounced. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much and good night.
Evan Carter!